You open your inbox and see the email everyone dreads. Your department is being replaced by AI, not in some vague future. Now. The memo says the machine can do the work, the company is going AI first, and your role is gone. Then a few months later, another email lands, with a very different tone this time. They need people back. That sounds like an exception. It isn't. The common belief is that AI keeps getting better, and white-collar work is getting automated away. Humans are being removed one job at a time. In March 2023, Goldman Sachs put a number on that fear. Generative AI could expose the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs worldwide to some degree of automation, with roughly 2/3 of current US and European jobs at risk. That number traveled fast. The message was clear. AI is taking the jobs. But one of the first companies to act on that story ended up showing its limits. Klarna, the Swedish buy now pay later company, cut roughly 700 customer service positions between 2022 and 2024 after rolling out an OpenAI-powered assistant. At the time, the company framed it as AI taking over that department's workload. This was the future arriving on schedule. Then, by May 2025, Klarna's CEO, Sebastian Siemiatkowski, told Bloomberg, "We went too far." He said cost had been overweighted at the expense of quality. Klarna started hiring customer service staff again, unsupervised. AI failed. If the machine already took the job, why did people have to come back? And if that keeps happening, what exactly is AI changing? To answer that, you need to get plain about what this technology is. A large language model is not a conscious person trapped in a server rack. It is a transformer neural network trained on huge amounts of text by doing one task over and over. Predict the next token. A token is usually a word or part of a word. During training, the model sees a sequence, guesses what comes next, and gets adjusted when it assigns too little probability to the actual next token. That sounds technical, but the practical meaning is simple. An LLM is a machine for pattern completion in language. It produces text by extending patterns it has seen in training. It does not pause and check whether a sentence is true. It does not stop to verify a citation. It does not consult reality unless some outside system makes it do that. That is why these systems can feel magical and fragile at the same time. They are often good at tasks that look like the data they were trained on: drafting fluent text, summarizing documents, translating, and completing well-specified code snippets. Give them a clear pattern, and they can move fast. Move them into places where factual precision matters, or where the problem falls outside the patterns they know well, and the confidence stays high while the reliability drops. A 2024 Stanford-affiliated study tested general-purpose and legal-specific AI tools on legal queries. The result was ugly. The tools produced legally incorrect or hallucinated content in a majority of the tested queries. For the general-purpose models in that study, hallucination rates ranged roughly from 58% to 88%, depending on the model and the kind of query. In a high-stakes domain where precision matters, these systems can sound authoritative while making things up at a rate no business can casually absorb. Now go back to that customer service department. Customer service is not just typing grammatically correct sentences. It is handling edge cases, reading frustration, knowing when the script no longer fits, and not quietly breaking trust. If an AI assistant handles the easy 80% but stumbles on the cases people remember, the company does not experience a good outcome. It experiences failures. That appears to be what happened at Klarna. The cheaper system did not solve the whole job. It stripped out enough quality that the humans became necessary again. And Klarna does not look like a lonely mistake. A February 2026 survey of 600 HR professionals by the outplacement firm CareerMinds found that among companies that had conducted AI-driven layoffs, roughly 2/3 had already rehired for a significant share of the eliminated roles. More than half of those rehires happened within 6 months. Cut because of AI. Discover missing skills. rehire. The same pattern shows up outside software and support desks. CNBC reported in July 2026 that Ford had hired hundreds of experienced human engineers over a multi-year period to deal with vehicle quality issues that automated review systems had failed to catch. Different industry, same lesson. Automation can remove labor from the visible part of a process while leaving judgment failures buried underneath. Then the buried part surfaces as defects, complaints, safety concerns, or rework. And suddenly, the expensive humans do not look optional anymore. Picture what that means at ground level. You are on a support team or an engineering team. You are told the new system can cover your role. You clear out your desk because the company believes the software is ready. Then the misses pile up. The hard cases bounce around unresolved. Quality drops in ways that spreadsheets hide at first, and customers feel immediately. Weeks or months later, the call comes back. Can you return? The machine cannot replace you after all. That is not a clean victory for labor. The machine changed the workflow. It did not erase the need for accountable people. And the failures are not limited to invisible back-office systems. Some of the most public AI pushes have gone badly in full view. Take AI video. In 2024, Coca-Cola released an AI-generated Christmas commercial built by 3 AI studios using 4 generative video models, riffing on its 1995 "Holidays Are Coming" ad. Viewers called it soulless. They also noticed concrete visual glitches, like the truck's wheels and cargo box changing size between shots. That matters because the complaint was not just aesthetic snobbery. People were reacting to the exact thing these systems often get wrong: local plausibility without global consistency. Any single frame can look fine. The sequence falls apart when you actually watch it. Then Coca-Cola tried again in 2025 with more AI-generated Christmas ads, this time including generated animals watching Coca-Cola trucks. The backlash came back too, including calls to boycott the brand. So this was not one bad post, it was a repeatable negative reaction. And it was not just video. McDonald's ended its AI-powered drive-thru order-taking pilot with IBM in 2024 after a run of widely shared failures. Sports Illustrated ran into a different version of the same problem in 2023. Its publisher removed AI-generated articles that had been published under names of fabricated authors, complete with AI-generated headshots and biographies, and ended the relationship with the content vendor after the practice was exposed. Different products, same public feeling. People will tolerate a machine helping. They react much worse when the machine is pretending, slipping, or making visible mistakes in places where a brand asked for trust. So where does that leave the job question? AI will not take everything, but things will change and it won't be comfortable. The jobs that survive are not jobs where a person does the work anymore. They are jobs where a person decides which AI-generated output is good enough to ship. That shift is already visible in the kind of work people describe. For software developers, trade commentary and job market analysis increasingly describe the day-to-day job as defining requirements, choosing system architecture, and reviewing AI-generated code for correctness, security, and scalability, while coding assistants produce more of the first draft. The value moves upward. Less time spent typing every function by hand. More time spent deciding whether the generated code is safe, maintainable, and actually connected to the system around it. For UX designers, the shift looks similar. Design commentary describes a move away from producing every storyboard and wireframe by hand toward curating, refining, and selecting among AI-generated options. But the designer still owns the hard parts. AI does not settle. User research, ethical judgment, and usability decisions. In both cases, the human role gets narrower in one sense and more important in another. You may produce fewer raw artifacts yourself, but you are increasingly the person who decides which draft is acceptable, which edge case matters, which risk cannot ship, and which output still misses what a user actually needs. That is why the rehiring stories matter more than the layoff headlines. They show the market learning, in public and the hard way, that generating output is not the same as owning a result. Language is cheap. Judgment is expensive. And when quality breaks, companies go looking for the expensive part again. So if you are trying to understand what AI does to work, do not just watch who gets cut. Watch who gets called back. Watch who still has to sign off. Watch who is left holding responsibility when the model sounds fluent and gets it wrong. That is the new center of gravity. The first email claims the machine can do your job. The second email begs you to bring back your unique decision-making skills. The second email tells the truth. The world doesn't run without humans.